Happy Christmas, Bleach fans, because this is the last episode before Christmas of 1,000-Year Blood War Arc of Bleach. Bleach 1,000-Year Blood War Arc, episode 11. Everything but the rain. Everyone been looking very much forward to this. So yes, the last episode before Christmas. Happy and Merry Christmas to everyone. I really like this episode. This is a lot, Christmas came early, sort of idea. We got a great episode. I really enjoyed the episode. And not that it adds anything real new information. The end credits scene, very necessary, I feel. Of course, ironically, it's raining almost this entire episode. Everything but the rain. Kubo loves his rain. He loves that rain metaphor, and I love that rain metaphor. And ironically, ended up, making a joke out of it. Everything but the rain. So, what I like about this episode, well, let's just call a spade right out of the gate. Finally getting the explanation, and finally getting the scenes with Ishin was a captain, and he was the captain of the 10th Company and all that stuff. Huge reveal. We love it. A lot of people mistakenly believed that this happened when, back in Turn Back the Pendulum, when the 10th Company captain was killed, right? People believed that was Ishin. For a long time, that was the big theory, because we saw after he fought Grand Fisher and he got his Zanpakuto, we know he's the captain class, but nobody talks about him. So the big thing from Turn Back the Pendulum was Ishin was the 10th Company captain. That's absolutely correct. The thing is, it's not the captain that Shunsui was talking about in Turn Back the Pendulum. Simple fact as to why? Because Ishin became a captain after Kisuke. Or, we know this for a fact, because all the holification and all that fun jazz happened after. And then Ishin left. You know what I'm saying? Because in Turn Back the Pendulum, Kisuke just newly became a captain. The 10th captain was already dead. Well, when the 10th captain would have died in the world of the living or what have you, like Ishin, who knows where Ishin went? Where did Ishin go? And the Shiba clan took a big, for that. The fact of the matter is that Kisuke is the one who shows up on the scene. So Kisuke has already been. Remember, Ishin only came to the world of the living 20 years ago. He was still a captain 20 years before, when Ichigo was born. So he only came to the world of the living 20, 25 years ago at best. Married Misaki. They had Ichigo and Karen and Yuzu. That only happened for the last, as I said, quarter of a century. Turn Back to the Pendulum happened over 100 years ago. So he couldn't have been the captain that mysteriously died, then 80 years go by, and then he meets Kisuke. See, it doesn't work out. So what I think is what happened, I love the confirmation here, and I love we get Engetsu. We finally get, to see that animated, all right, I'm using my blood, and blows a friggin' firebird attack and all this stuff, a fire phoenix attack from his blood, which once again, since Aizen uses the cloaks that Kisuke invented, he goes forth and attacks Ishin, knowing that he won't be able to use his Bankai. So even though Ishin's Engetsu is clearly a flame-based Zanpakuto, with using his own body's blood to create fire, we can assume that staying healthy or keeping blood loss from happening is a key part of his Bankai, or it uses up a lot of his blood. Maybe he manipulates his blood into fire. We don't know, but the fact of the matter is that he admits he isn't able to use his Bankai in the state. Though, ironically, in this chapter, or in the manga, that's what he states. He's not able to use the Bankai. Correct me if I'm wrong. I only watched the episode once, but I was waiting for the line. And I never saw him mention that he wasn't able to use Bankai in that state. Did I miss that? That, once again, I could have missed that one line, but I was sort of waiting for it, and I never saw him mention, oh, damn, I won't be able to use... he mentions, oh, a Zanpakuto attacked me, it's a Soul Reaper's the Betrayer, but he never mentions not being able to use Bankai, or Aizen doesn't mention he won't be able to use Bankai in that state. I might have missed that line. Maybe I'll have to go back and rewatch the episode. put a gun to my head sort of idea to do that. It's not like I don't love the damn episode, because the episode is actually fantastic, because we get the scene with Miss Ikumi, I think her name is, the one that Ichigo works for and stuff. We get that nice scene, and I love that they don't rush through that scene. That scene, I feel like a lot of people think that the whole part-time job thing comes out of nowhere and stuff like that. I don't think so. I think it's been, remember, at this point, it's been a little bit of time. Of course, he'd get a part-time job. A lot of people do, and it works out just fine. And the fact that she even mentions, like, kids should be able to rely on the adults and stuff like that, and hopefully we get more from Ishin and Ryukin going forward with that. Soken is out of the house here because we find out Masaki is of course, a Quincy. The whole Zanpakuto thing, and the fact that Nimaya is saying to Renji at the beginning of the episode, I've forged every single Zanpakuto. But Ichigo, and they sort of leave that hanging in the air. But between last episode and this episode, it's very clear that Ichigo never had a real Zanpakuto to begin with. Because he couldn't have, because Nimaya never forged him an Asauchi. So what's going on there? And that's why the training didn't work. That's why they have to figure out, what are you? And of course, Ishin calls back to the Aizen fight and says, it's time for me to tell you about your mother. Your mother was a Quincy. Here's what went down. And we get to see it all. And it's a really great episode. I really like the episode. It's perfectly paced. I like how Ishin is portrayed, because Ishin is still the same Ishin. He's wiser and more mature and stuff, now that he's in the world of living, and that he's been a father, and he's been a husband and all this stuff. But he's still himself. He's like, I got lost on the way to the bathroom. It's like, don't lie to me. He's like, you guys should get out of here. I like to piss in peace. Sort of idea. And everyone knows to take him seriously. He does the same thing when Hitsugaya and Toshiro and Rangiku are saying, like, hey, we see this report and blah, blah, blah. And he rushes off and goes, nah, I'm just going to go investigate. Bye. You guys got to cover for me. And then Hitsugaya is the one to say to Rangiku, no, the reason he went is because he thinks it's dangerous and he doesn't want to put us in harm's way. He is being cautious, and it's sort of an insult, but it's like the protective mother sort of instinct here. Sort of like, at our level, we'd just get in his way. So this is admitting, remember, Hitsugaya mentions in this episode, he's doing Bankai training to the point that he almost has achieved Bankai. And he's saying that you and I, like, you can argue Rangiku's not on that level, but Hitsugaya, right before Bankai, being a prodigy himself, still is saying, I would get in the captain's way. This just speaks to how powerful Ishin used to be, and that's why he's so powerful now. Because a lot of people are wondering why Ishin was able to, like, hey, Aizen, bang, sort of idea. It's like, because he's fucking strong. Ishin is a badass. He's always been really powerful, and this is just showcasing it right here and then. So, really great episode. I love the depiction with Masaki and stuff. Masaki as this sort of fun-loving girl who, sort of puts on the brave face, but knows that she's there because of the Quincy bloodline. She knows that she's been taken in. So apparently the Quincy's have been killed. They mention a place here in I don't think it was in the manga. They mention that Soken is out of the house, but they don't mention where he is. Here, they mention he's in the flute field. Is that where the Shadow Empire... Like, where is that exactly? Because Ryukin mentioned that his mother is lonely because Soken's gone so often. But remember, Soken was and according to the jailer, the J himself, he was the one to say, no, Yuha, you're fucking wrong. Which, once again, the massive balls on Soken to stand by, look at fucking Quincy Jesus and say, nah, man. Not like that, we're not. Like, the massive testicles on that man. Like, he got them balls. But I want to know, where exactly was he? What does the flute field mean? Because it's clearly a German word because it had the accents above it and stuff like that. The dots above the U and things like that. So what does flute field I don't know what that means. And once again, I don't speak German, so Christ knows. But yeah, so I would have liked to see. I'm curious if they're ever going to show Soken, maybe in flashbacks or something, because we don't really get that in the manga. But we have the extension, like once again, the end credits scene of this episode, which very quick, very silent, but necessary to show the rain still pouring. Uryu head down in the rain, and Hashwolf looking at him. And then it's like, okay, this is where Uryu is going to be forced to join, or he's going to choose to join, or what have you, right? So, a lot of interesting things, a lot of interesting components in this episode. I just like the pacing of this episode, if anything. I already know there's nothing really new. Everything happened the way it was going to happen, but it was just really cool to see Engetsu, you know, burn Engetsu and stuff like that, seeing Ishin fight. Seeing the interactions, just seeing it once again, seeing from the manga panel onto the screen is just always nice. And once again, I don't think they rushed anything. I think it was perfectly paced. And now we're already into, what volume was that? 60? Yeah. So we're already well into volume 60. There's only 14 volumes left. Yeah, we're well on our way to getting extra shit. We are well on our way to getting fights extended, better explanations, added shit completely. Considering that the next set of episodes is going to be a double whammy episode. They're going to put two together. So the fact that 12 and 13 are going to be together means that they can play with the pacing differently and they can jump between scenes and stuff. I think they're going to easily we'll be into volume 62 by the end of episode 13. I think we'll easily be into that. I think, unless the reason they're doing this double whammy is they're going to add a bunch of scenes. We're going to get some more Uryu scenes or something like that, how he joins and stuff. Extended scenes from Everything But the Rain, and then once we're out of Everything But the Rain going forward. Or maybe we're going to extend Everything But the Rain, right? So that's a possibility. If not, if we're just going to follow straight OVA, from the manga, I think that we're easily into volume 62 after episode 13. So once again, pacing has been nothing short of everything I wanted, and I just really like this episode. I think Everything But the Rain is a lot of people's favorite flashback, favorite part in Thousand Year Blood War Arc. A lot of people just really like Everything But the Rain. And the voice acting and the music score and Masaki just being, sort of idea, like being cold-blooded. Like, not expecting that, and it was badass. It was really badass. Because she was a very powerful Quincy. So, anyways, I've rambled on long enough, but happy and Merry Christmas to everyone. Bleach is back. I still can't get over that. I still feel the need to say, we're really watching Bleach again. Like, it's so exciting and it's just so enjoyable. As I said, this episode, other than that one little quick 30-second end credit scene, nothing new. There's nothing that I haven't read before, and I know what's coming. Doesn't mean I'm not, sitting there on the edge of my seat and enjoying it, So, there's just something really nice. A combination of nostalgia and just enjoying this damn story all over again, Because a lot of people don't reread series. Once they've read it, they don't go back and reread. I'm one of the people that I give it a couple of years, and then I always go back. I always reread. If I really enjoyed a series, I reread it. I really do. Or I rewatch it. I'm always doing that. So I've done that with One Piece. I've done it with Food Wars. Done it with Toriko. Done it with Bleach. Done it with Shaman King, Kenshin. I've done it with a lot of series. Seven Deadly Sins even. So I just feel like it's one of those series that is, I don't know. I just, if you're not a fan of Bleach, that's fine, but I don't get it. I don't get how you can't love this series. If you like shonen battle manga and you like great characters and you like exciting moments and you like everything that makes a shonen battle, I don't know how you're not in love with Bleach. Bleach is just so good. So yeah, but once again, that's the end of the review, end of the sappy shit. Happy and Merry Christmas to everyone once again who celebrates it. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. We're clearly not hitting 1,000 before the end of 2022. But let's look forward to starting off 2023 with 1,000 subscribers. How about that? So, once again, if you don't celebrate Christmas, happy whatever you celebrate. Go to the movies and have a good time on Christmas Day. I don't know. That's apparently a big tradition. A lot of people do. A lot of families, they have the turkey dinner, they have their presents, but everyone goes out on Christmas Day and watches the released Christmas Day movie. I don't know. I want to stay home on Christmas. I don't know about anybody else, but anyways, yeah. So whatever you celebrate, happy that. And for me and for anybody else who celebrates it, happy and Merry Christmas to everybody and Happy New Year's. But we'll probably see you guys before New Year's. So definitely looking forward to that. And yeah, Bleach episode 11. No complaints from this guy. Let me know what you guys think down below. Drink responsibly as always. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.